Japanese-engineered methods to clean fuel injectors without ever taking them out. From simple everyday habits that can save you hundreds, to innovations that blast away carbon with clinical efficiency, each step reveals why the Japanese outlast Western mechanics in engine longevity. Which practice delivers the biggest power boost without even loosening a bolt? Let's start with number 4. Every Japanese mechanic knows the rule. Cheap gas is the most expensive thing you can buy. Engines that run on discount fuel may save a few cents at the pump, but pay hundreds in the shop. The difference comes down to detergent levels. Premium, or so-called top-tier gasoline, contains up to 500 milligrams of active cleaning agents per liter, about 10 times the legal minimum in many countries. Over 10,000 kilometers, that translates to 30% fewer deposits on injectors and valves. In Japan, strict fuel quality standards mean even regular drivers insist on high detergent brands, a habit shared by taxi fleets that routinely cross 500,000 kilometers without major injector work. Automakers like Toyota and Honda recommend these fuels in their manuals, citing up to $400 in avoided repairs over a car's life. Prevention is nearly free, repairs never are. That's why fuel quality discipline stands as the foundation of Japanese engine longevity. Shops across Japanese rely on a method that sidesteps both wrench and replacement, the pressurized fuel rail cleaning kit. The process starts by isolating the vehicle's fuel pump, then connecting a canister of concentrated solvent directly to the fuel rail. For the next 15 minutes, the engine idles and runs solely on this pure cleaner. No gasoline, no dilution. The solvent, far stronger than anything in a bottle, circulates through the injectors at factory-matched pressure, usually around 3.5 bar for most port injection systems. This direct feed targets varnish and hardened deposits that typical tank additives can't reach, dissolving residue from both the nozzle tip and the internal pintle. Shops report that after a single cycle, spray patterns often return to within a few percent of new, restoring atomization, idle quality, and throttle response. Safety is paramount. Pressure regulators and relief valves prevent overpressurization, and technicians monitor for leaks throughout the procedure. The entire process is over in less than half an hour, with no parts removed, no gaskets disturbed, and no risk of introducing new faults. In Japanese workshops, this is not a last resort. It's routine maintenance for engines that need a deeper clean than chemistry alone can deliver. Holding the engine at 3,000 to 4,000 RPM for 20 minutes does more than stretch its legs. It transforms the combustion chamber into a self-cleaning furnace. At these sustained speeds, in-cylinder temperatures climb by as much as 50 degrees Celsius, above city driving levels, pushing soft carbon and fuel residues to their ignition point. This isn't about redlining or reckless driving. The sweet spot sits between 70 and 80 kilometers per hour in top gear, keeping the engine loaded but stable. No sudden throttle, no racing. With hotter combustion and faster exhaust flow, loose soot and unburned hydrocarbons oxidize and exit through the tailpipe, reducing carbon density by up to 20% in a single session. That's not just theory. Telemetry from Japanese taxi fleets and driving schools shows a 5 to 10% recovery in fuel economy after regular high RPM highway runs, especially for engines stuck in stop and go traffic. City driving rarely heats the chamber enough to clear deposits, which is why engines used only for short trips often feel sluggish. This technique, sometimes called the Italian tune-up, has been refined in Japan into a disciplined ritual, scheduled, measured, and always within the engine's safe limits. For drivers, it's a zero-cost habit that lets the engine clean itself, no tools or chemicals required. Polyethyramine, or PEA, stands at the center of the Japanese approach to injector care. Unlike ordinary fuel detergents, PEA is engineered to survive the intense heat found at injector tips and intake valves, temperatures that would break down cheaper additives before they ever reach the problem areas. This resilience means PEA can actually dissolve the sticky varnish and carbon that clog injector nozzles, all while the engine is running. The process is simple. Pour a bottle of concentrated PEA cleaner into a near-empty tank, fill up with fuel, and drive as usual. As the treated fuel circulates, PEA molecules attach to carbon deposits, gradually softening and lifting them away. Lab tests and fleet studies support the results. Engines treated with strong PEA cleaners typically show more than half, sometimes up to 80%, of injector and valve deposits removed after just a few tanks. On engines that have grown sluggish from years of city driving or inconsistent fuel, this can mean a measurable recovery in throttle response, smoother idle, and a few percent improvement in fuel economy. For drivers used to the high cost of injector replacement, the price difference is stark. A bottle of PEA cleaner runs about $20, while a full injector job can exceed $500. Japanese workshops recommend adding a concentrated PEA cleaner every 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers, or roughly at each oil change. This disciplined routine, combined with high detergency fuel, keeps injectors clean before symptoms appear. The philosophy is straightforward. Clean what is dirty, keep clean what is clean. With this habit, most drivers never face the wrench or the warning light. The result is an engine that feels new, year after year, without ever opening a bolt. Across all four techniques, one truth stands out. Disciplined, science-based maintenance keeps engines young. The real secret isn't replacement, it's relentless prevention.